So, who do we got? Hello. Good morning. How are you doing? How are you this morning, Auntie Ann? You're good? Okay. I said planning for spring, but I'm good. I'm tired today. We had a busy weekend. We did Haston his birthday party, and I'm just wore out. So before I talk about some of my spring plans, oh, here it is. Not sure if this person's ever been in a live stream, but I got a Christmas card. I got my very first. Well, I guess it's my second because I got moccasins for Haston from somebody and no one ever fessed up. So we got some subscriber mail, and it was very nice from Perkins Blessed Adventures. And her name is Deborah. And she's really nice. And I have not checked to see how many subscribers she has since. Let me get on there and look. But it's kind of exciting. But yeah, so I never send them out either, but I always keep them. So I think my goal is this year or this December, I'm going to start them in October. So maybe I'll get them done. And I will send them to everybody who sends me cards, which isn't that many people, but mostly family members. Let me get on YouTube. You guys can still see me. I opened up another web browser. No, she has 3 subscribers. So and really all of her videos she has just little shorts. So there's your channel link. But really, it's just nice. I like hearing from people. Haston, did you push a button? Okay. It just must have paused for a second. I only ever get them, like, I have cousins who send Christmas cards. My sister does Christmas cards every year. I'm just not. I'm just not that organized. So today I wanted to talk about plans for spring. Now, plans for spring, I guess, goes 2 directions because it's things that you want to do. Yeah, I figured it was Jaws. That's just so funny. They nicknamed her Jaws, but on her channel, it makes sense. So, Matt, really, because he got me this for my birthday, he really made it a lot worse because this is a $30 book that I'm probably going to return because I about died when I heard he paid $30 for this book. But I wanted to show y'all some stuff. I guess just Auntie Ann, because I have two people in here, but only Ann's the only one talking to me. So I would love to have bees. I don't know if anybody has heard me say that before, but I get in a lot of lives that, and I don't always get to comment because I'm usually doing other things, but I listen to them where they talk about bees. So in this, the Projects for Self-Sufficiency book, yeah, our phantom person, it's always the one. They're just a intent viewer, not a talker. They're probably, that's how I think a lot of people think I am. They have this really cool beehive. It's called a top bar. And this book even goes into, and it tells you like how many cuts you need of which boards. And it is pretty awesome. So this is probably going to be one of my projects. I'm going to make this beehive. Now, I was told in a live chat, well, it wasn't me specifically told, but I heard them say, if you build it, bees will find it. Now, we have a lot of wasps, though, so who knows. But this book even has, like, step-by-step pictures. And it even has a traditional beehive in it. I like the top bar because it is on legs. And I don't know. I just like the fact that it's on legs. It's probably going to be made out of pallet wood, but I'll probably have some cedar in it somewhere because they make it out of cedar in this. But I think I'll make it out of pallet wood just to try and make it more affordable. My dogs are running around. I know I should keep the book, but it was $30. I always get on our phone app for the bank and see, like, I always check and make sure we're not overdrawn or anything. I do it often, like once a day. Yeah, I figured, well, treated wood, I don't know about that because I know it's bad for plants because the chemicals used to pressure treat wood can leach out into your garden. But this calls for cedar, which cedar wouldn't be a big deal either. I could get cedar planks pretty inexpensively. What is that? I don't know. That suggested pallet wood. Maybe pallet wood for like the legs and stuff. Well, I don't know what that was. Okay. Never mind. Okay. But cedar wouldn't even be a big deal. This is made out of 3/4 inch thick cedar. So I could use dog-eared pallet wood like I did or dog-eared pickets, excuse me, like I did for my raised beds. I'm already going to buy a bunch of that for, what, a 16-footer and maybe 2 16-foot beds. I've got some other things in the works. But this book is so awesome. And yes, I'll probably end up keeping it. And then every time I look at it, I'll say, why did I keep a $30 book? But it has, like, the first section is chickens and other creatures. The nourishing your garden projects, food preparation and preservation, homestead amenities, and outbuildings and fences. Now, some of it I probably wouldn't use, but like wine racks for winemakers. Yeah. If I did 2 projects out of it, it would probably be worth it because if you look on online to buy schematics or blueprints for something or plans for anything, they're like $10 to $15 a piece. And this has 47 projects in it. And I can always share the book. That's the best part. I can always lend it to somebody if they need it. Yeah, wine racks for towel holders. I don't know. Let me get over to it. $2.64. My mom was texting me, sorry. Yeah, this one's not really a towel holder. It's like that. This is like for a wine cellar. This is pretty elaborate. We don't drink, so, but just as an example, like here's a countertop one, but this right here, it doesn't, does it show the cuts? It does not show the cuts. I guess this is where you buy the wine racks. Yeah, see, but this one, it shows you exactly how to make it. The little countertop one. Oh, there's a tasting table in here too. Yeah, actually, have you seen the blanket bar shelf thing where it's like here's the wall and it comes out and you roll your blankets up and lay inside of it? I want that. I guess I could store Mountain Dew in it because I drink a ton of Mountain Dew here in the last few months. But yeah, it has lots of neat ideas. It has a greenhouse in it. It has gives you ideas like you can repurpose stuff. It's got a lot of information. Like this is really cool too. Look, a strawberry barrel. Oh, that reminds me. In planning for spring, I have decided that I'm going to, yes, I've seen it. It's like there's like a wire one that's it's flat and round. I like the strawberry barrel too, but let me show you this. So, every person in creation should know what the Dollar Tree is. These are $1. I bought 6 of them. Haston has already dropped them and broke some of them. That's okay. But you know what a green stalk is? It's like a stackable planter that, well, they're like $100-something bucks. So these for $1 a piece, I figured this would at least let me try it. I know you're going to have to water it good, but this is 6. And they stack up. They don't like water the ones below it or anything, but it's really, here, let me get back. Ignore my pajama pants. I am cold, so I did not put other pants on yet. See, look, it's sitting on top of my chair, so it's not very tall. It's like 3 feet. I'll probably have Matt drill a hole in it, and yeah, I'm going to do strawberries, like a whole bunch of strawberries in these things. They don't take a whole lot of dirt, but let me get on there and I'll look. Greenstock had them on sale the other day when I was looking, trying to talk myself into buying a Greenstock. Let's see. They're on sale. You can get the original 5-tier planner, and it's just the 5 buckets for $129 right now. The 3-tier original is $89. The Get Started bundle, which it has dirt, seeds, and the rolly thing, for $197. Then they also made a new one. It is called the Leaf, and it's 7-tier. It's $149. But the tiers are only 7 inches tall, and they don't hold as much dirt. Yeah. See, I want to find out if I can keep them in a pot like this and tarp it, or like this book. I'll show you the greenhouse in it. Roll it into the greenhouse. Like, this is stuff that I've got plans for this year. Things I want to do. So it has, the reason why Matt bought this book is because it has a cold frame. It has like the stuff in it that he knew that I would love. Let's see. There we go. $2.80. It has this greenhouse plan, and it talks about like what meal plastic, that if you slant the roof, you can collect more heat, things like that. Even goes into where you can place it on your property to make it more efficient, which this faces opposite my property, but I don't think it's going to be an issue because I do have a really large open front and back. I'll just have to find a place to put it. It'll probably go actually toward the garden, but closer to the fence where the house isn't going to shade it. So it'll have almost full sun all day. But then it has, like, it shows you the frame. It looks like Jason's little tent. I thought that was funny when I looked at it. But in it has assembly pictures, how to prepare your ground for it, which it will have gravel in it because we know my house is muddy. Good morning, Shondale. And it even has a little rudimentary hoop house, which is pretty awesome. Yeah, that's what okay. I'm that kind of person. So when Jason lived in the tent, that's what I kept thinking. That would make a really good little greenhouse without the canvas. But yeah, that little wood stove. Then they have a little tiny hoop house that you just set over your, and then they talk about row covers. That's what I need to buy, row covers. And it talks about the plastic that you put on it, UV stabilized versus not, how long it'll last. Now, if I do this greenhouse, which this greenhouse has an option. Yes, I have seen the little hoops for raised beds. I think I watch Roots and Refuge Farm a bunch. My dogs keep running by the window. They're distracting. I watch Roots and Refuge Farm a bunch. Now, they're a Christian channel. That's the reason why I like watching them. They do a lot of things that I feel pretty drawn to. They raise chickens, and they have milk goats, and they raise pigs and things. Just a lot of things that I feel like I have a good connection with. She has I guess it was last winter, because this winter she has a high tunnel. She did low tunnels, and they made them out of PVC. And I want to do that. Like attach the little brackets where I could just set it in one end and bend the PVC over and poke it in the other end. The only issue is finding PVC that's not going to just turn into dust in the sun. So who knows? But I want to do this greenhouse, and I want to do it a little taller. But see, it has a plan for roof vent and everything. I want to do a polycarbonate, like the clear greenhouse sheets on the roof of it. And then have the sides where I can raise and lower them like a high tunnel does. So then I can raise things in there all year long. But the high tunnel or the low tunnels would be good in my beds. So then I could do cabbages and collards, greens, things and root vegetables, things that would survive the winter. She has Brussels sprouts. She has cabbages. She has greens, broccolis, everything. She even had peppers that lived up until that big snow. I mean, that's crazy. And that's all in a high tunnel. I think I could do something similar with a low tunnel because I want to keep as much of that stuff in the yard as possible. Yeah. Spring has me excited. Especially because it's, we're past that cold, the really cold, probably not really. We're past Christmas. So, hi, Paragon Ridge. We are talking about spring. So, what's y'all's plans for spring? Are you redoing your garden? Are you adding animals? Which my next video y'all should watch because you're going to laugh a little bit and say, God, she's crazy. Look, okay, so this Paragon Ridge, my husband got me this book for my birthday. It's at Tractor Supply, and it's like $30. But if you want any of the stuff out of it, I will take pictures 14 weeks before the last frost date right now. Blueberries would be fun. I'm actually allergic to blueberries, certain varieties. Some of them don't bother me, but most of them bother my stomach really bad. I'm also allergic to mushrooms. Weird. But if anybody wants any of the info out of this book, I will take pictures and send it to you. I don't mind at all. We were talking about, I plan on building, let me get to it. They have a greenhouse, and I want it to be taller and the roof to be probably polycarbonate, maybe the front too and back. But this book is so cool. Yes, there's a chicken brooder in this. See, it looks like Jason's tent. A mess. It has a chicken brooder in it. I'll get to it. It has a really cool top bar beehive, and I want to build that also. Here's the chicken brooder it has, which I actually kind of like this because you can move the lamp up and down off of the pole. But Matt and I were talking about it, and he said it'd be better to do like 2 poles across it and then have where you can raise and lower it as you want to, I guess. It's really neat. But this thing even goes into, it tells you what you need and step-by-step pictures. So I'll take pictures and send them to you. I don't mind at all. It talks about all kinds of animals. This was funny about it. So this section is large animals. And so pigs are kind of natural thinking that's a homestead animal, and goats and sheep. This is the funny one. It has alpacas in it. What do you do with alpacas other than fiber? Can you eat them? I've never heard of anybody eating an alpaca. Yes. I like the idea of the brooder because although a tub is easy to clean out because you just hose it out, the wood would hold heat better. Beef and onion seeds from Wanderlust Nursery. I'm going to write that down. I want to look into that. If it really tastes like a Burger King hamburger, I'd probably buy it. Weber's Falls, Oklahoma is down to 2 restaurants. in our whole town of like 15 people. No, there's not very many. There's only about 600 people. I think the school has just over 200 kids, and that's pre-K through 12th grade. But hopefully, Burger Barn will be opening soon. It got taken out with a flood in 2019, so it's been 2 years. Burger King is at Love's, which is 2 miles from my house. So guess who eats Burger King often? This one. That's just, I don't like to eat out, but it's right there. And usually I'm like, I might as well while I'm getting hay or whatever. And we have, it used to be Charlie's Chicken. Now it's Cox's Chicken. And it's pretty good, but it's a little bit expensive. But when Burger Barn opens back up, there will be a video. So. I met Auntie Ann in Broken Arrow, and it's, if I get on the turnpike, it's just a little over an hour. I am literally at the very end of the Muskogee Turnpike. Yep. Just an hour. I don't like getting on the turnpike, though, because I have to go through 2 tolls to get to Broken Arrow. What are you doing? Come here. You want to say hi? Say hi. My big 2-year-old. Do y'all go to the Carmichael's pumpkin patch at Bigsby? I've taken my bigger boy. We haven't, obviously, he's 2, and we've had sickness. I think she's a little bit closer, but because it's easier to get to, I can get to Broken Arrow faster because of the turnpike. I loved it. My big boy is obsessed with camels, so I'm probably going to have a camel one of these days. If I could talk Dad into it. Matt is not, but yeah. Can you say hi? Here, tilt it down. Say hi. He's got a pencil. He's writing on my paper that I write on. Hang on, I gotta text my mom. Yeah. Beer. Yeah. Okay. Yes, they are very different. I worked at Renaissance Festival in Muskogee and the Halloween Festival for years. That was just, I made extra money. I taught people how to shoot archery. I shot competitive archery I don't know, until I was about 17. And now I don't shoot very much because we have children. But so I would sit there with the archery booth and teach people how to shoot and help them, and yeah. And whenever we would go up there, I would always have to go early so that Wyatt could ride a camel. I didn't know she did that. That's awesome. I qualified for a lot of stuff. I used to, and I love it. I still have a compound bow, and it is, I don't know, 15 years old. I still shoot it. I'd still rather shoot my 15-year-old bow than buying one of them little fast ones because I like to watch my arrow. I mean, it's not slow, but it's not the fastest. Hi, Tony. Good morning. But I miss shooting. That may be something I get back into this spring. More. Oh, throw my mouse down. Hang on. He's flinging my stuff off here. Took my flash drive, or my external with it. So, Tony, do you got any? Tony, you got any interesting plans for spring? Like the rest of us? Hang on, let me get your thing. Or run off. That works too. Having a baby is fun. Okay. This is what I was wanting to talk about. Oh my gosh, the hammer. He chases me with it. I don't know what he's done with them, but I'm sure he's going to go find it. It's a good thing it's rubber, but he likes to turn it sideways and hit you with the hard plastic. It's not entertaining. But we were talking about this book, this extremely expensive book for me that Matt bought because he thought I needed it. He looked at canning books. He looked at little butchering books and things like that. And, oh, there's one more thing. Shed Wars. I forgot about that you were doing Shed Wars. Yes, please hit the thumbs up. I don't ever think to say it. Does anybody like to grow potatoes? It has the neatest potato box in here. I mean, the absolute neatest. I thought about buying some of those big grow bags. Look at this. It like puzzle pieces together. This right here would be so stinking handy. And then you could take it all apart and store it in your shed. I mean, it's awesome. Yes. It has the sides. It's got, like, it shows some pins and stuff. But it all puzzle pieces together. And then you can just take it all apart. But let me get to the other one. I gotta find the page because I forgot to put markers in here. I thought I would remember. 198. I didn't even write down the page numbers. I'm not as organized today as I usually am. Look at this. This is something everyone needs in their pantry. A root vegetable rack with pull-out drawers. Ooh, I didn't even think about that. That would be awesome. We just got 2 more rabbits, so we're at 3. We want to set at about 6, like $2 and 4 does. But slowly. I got to have my building built first because I am one of those that's like, ooh, let's jump in and drown for a minute. But that is awesome. Doing it as a compost bin, make it super long to go like all underneath it. That is so awesome. That is a great idea. See, that's cool. I went out in the woods here because we've got 40 acres that's half of it's really wooded and half of it is pretty open pasture. I went out there with my little $100 off-brand gorilla cart from Tractor Supply, and I would fill it up with leaves and sticks and things that are starting to compost. And I put it in the bottom of all my beds. Plus, the whole underside of my garden is wood chips from where people were cleaning the side of the road. I had them just dump it, and we spread it out. I'm going to do I might do some more of that. Ooh, I have worms. I have some gigantic, like as big around as my finger worms that we got under a wood pile. And that's awesome. I need to build them something more permanent. Right now I have them in a black plastic storage tote because it holds warmth better so I can move it around in the garden and things. And I feed them lots of vegetable scraps. But the poops, that would be pretty awesome. He just was running in here to see what we're doing. So And you're gonna have to show us this. Do you have a video of it, Tony? Your vegetable rack in your storm shelter? When we have when we finally get a storm cellar built, like the neighbors have one, so we get to go, if there's tornadoes, we can go get in it. But I want to build an in-ground one out of, like dig it out and put cinder blocks and make it cold so I can do stuff like this. That's I like the idea of storing things without refrigeration as good as possible. As good as possible. Really? We'll go watch them. I'm not putting Bing Bong on. You can watch puppies. He likes, what is it? That Disney movie that's got the feelings in it. He likes it. And he does not watch Ryan's World, if that's who you're talking about. He doesn't, my big boy really isn't interested in kids opening boxes and stuff. Yeah, I think it's annoying too. My big boy likes to watch Flair, and Flair gets on my nerves because he's like a 20-something, almost 30-year-old, or if he's more than that. See, that's what I want to do. The huge one. I don't know where I'd put it, but they like Puppy Dog Pals, or he does, and Bluey, and he watches a lot of Disney. Yes. I can't stand Flair. He watches Mullet Man too, like the guy in Texas that does, he's with Googans or whatever. He watches him a bunch, and he likes Growjack. He likes Growjack. He watches Oklahoma Journal and Life. He watches. He likes the ones that are kind of their outdoor stuff. So many that I'm sure all of you guys know about. Flair's like a big kid that got handed a bunch of money and told to go act stupid. Yeah. That's why I grinned a little bit. It's like, he watches yours too. But I don't mind him watching a lot of those for the most part, because they don't talk bad. They're hunting and fishing, and I've never heard of Danny Duncan, but I probably wouldn't like it either. Let's see. What does Danny Duncan do? Is he just loud and obnoxious? Oh. See, I wouldn't like that. That's one of the main things I don't like about Flair is he's obnoxious. He spends gobs of money, and I'm here like, Wyatt. Awesome. So your video coincides with this 5. I think having like the middle of the week, I'm going to schedule it and with a title, and then we'll go from there, because we talk about spring stuff, growing gardens, things like that. I have to come up with a plan, and I don't have it yet on starting seeds, because Hastings stuff is all, hey, how are you doing? We're good over here. Just catnapping on the bed, and Hey Hey's watching cartoons. We're talking about spring. I want to show you something while you're on here. Yeah, see, I thought about that. I don't have enough to go live from my phone, enough subscribers, but I could probably move this, my computer, into the kitchen and do that. I had a laptop, but it doesn't work very good. I broke it. But anyway, I want your opinion, Bruce, because you are the person I probably watch the most about bees. What is your opinion of these beehives? This book has it, and it shows me step by step. So what's your opinion on that one? Yes, actually, I have an issue with that too. When I get a new phone, I will use StreamYard on my phone. But my phone's an iPhone 6, and StreamYard tells me that it is too old. Yeah. This book also has a traditional beehive, but I really like the look of this top bar. So if you want to chime in. Yeah, I have an ancient phone. I have not upgraded my phone in 6 years because I liked this phone. They're okay. Is there issues with them or anything? But I'm getting a new phone this year. I'm getting a new phone this year. I'm getting a new camera this year. There's a bunch of things that I need that's not a camera or a phone, but I do need a phone. There's just something about this one that I like. I don't know why. I think they're a little tough for starting out. Okay. I know the traditional are easier to get into and things like that, but I thought about building them. Okay, you're fine. You're fine. Yes, that's what I usually did. This one I did with the AT&T Next because I broke my other one and I had to have a phone for my job. Well, we're switching from AT&T to Cricket this year, or this spring, and Cricket actually has it's a SE, like the newer edition, and it's like $400. So I'll probably just buy it. If no one has met Bruce yet from C Homestead, go ahead and tell him hi. I watched a lot of his stuff because he does bees and I don't have bees. See, I found 2 hives for 40 acres and they have plenty of water. I'll have a garden. I'm going to plant. We plan on getting seeds and planting these front pastures here to benefit goats and even a lot of floral stuff for bees. I thought about just doing like mason bee houses because I know they move into it, but I am so scared to death that it's just going to fill up with wasps because we have wasps everywhere and I hate wasps. That's my worry about having a beehive. I'm not scared of bees. I'm not allergic to them. I just don't like to deal with other stinging things. And I have boys that he's not in our area, but he has a lot of good information for bees, for sure. Oh, Paragon Ridge was talking about vermiculture. They have a vermiculture bin in this book. I think this book is worth $30. Okay, see, that's my worry because they get in the trim on the corner of our house, and then we have our feed by this wall back here, and I get stung. I hate wasps. But I'd really like, I love honey, so I'd really love to have honeybees. It has lots of great things. I sat and looked at it for probably 3 hours. I'm a nerd, though, so. And then if you're just starting out gardening, it has raised beds, as well as it has a companion planting chart in it. I don't know if you heard me. My husband paid $30 for this book. And I was like, you did what? Like, I really did. It's my wish book. It is. It makes me want to spend more money. But it has these raised beds in here. Happy Monday, Kate's Kitchen. I don't think I've seen you in here before.
Never.
I think we'll keep an hour from 10 to 11 every Monday, providing I don't have other stuff. Oh, hang on. I'll show you. That's why I was wanting to show you this, Bruce, because I like the simplicity of it. This thing has down to what wood and how many pieces I need to build it. I mean, if I just build this out of it, I think I got $30 out of. Oh, well, that's so nice. We are just talking about planning for spring. I am a dreamer, you guys. I am a dreamer. I want all the things, all the things, but I want to try and make them all myself. And I also have a 2-year-old helper. Oh, he doesn't want in the live chat today. So, yeah, it's awesome. But we were talking about my book that I got. I don't know if I have a picture of it. I have 9 or 10 of the big molasses tubs, like the 200-pound molasses tubs for cattle. I have converted them into beds, and I got my plans from Arms Family Homestead, who got their plans from Gardening with Leon. And this book actually has a spin kind of on that. I will show you guys. Let's see. This book has been so great today. It has gave me so much material. A sub-irrigated planter, which, if you look, it's got the tubes in the bottom and plastic lining it so it retains the moisture better. I started out with those. I switched, or I didn't really switch. I still have them. My peppers do wonderful in them, but I found tomatoes, I had issues trellising them. So instead of doing tomatoes in them, I built 6 raised beds last year. This year, I'm raised bed, and we'll go from there. I'm probably building 2. I've changed my mind again on how I want my garden laid out because it's a west-facing garden, but that was a wet spot in my yard, so I knew if it held water all the time, at least my plants would have access to water all the time right there. But look, it's pretty cool, and it works just like the tubs do because you pour the water down in there, and it holds it, and then seeps out as it needs it. But it's covered in black plastic, so it retains the moisture too. Yeah, Texas is brutal. I have been in Texas in the summertime. It is brutal. It's unrelenting heat. And in South Texas, you'd have, like, it's just even worse. It's a good idea, Tony. I have, what I did with mine, we had a piece of single wall culvert that was damaged. And I think it's a 10-inch. And I cut a 2-foot section off that would fit down in there perfectly. And then I have 2.5 or 3-inch PVC and have it above, like, stuck up out of it. A 15-year drought. God, that stuck. Do they have you on like a water restriction or anything because of that? I know if I lived in South Texas, I would probably die because I'm used to, like, I drive over 2 creeks and a river to go to the grocery store. So I'm used to seeing water here. And we're in eastern Oklahoma. The other kitty, just to come see what we're doing. But so anything that retains water would be great for you. If you want these plans, I will take a picture and I can send them to your email if you have an email on your page. But I have silt fence, Tony, is what I was saying. And it's I'll take a picture and email them to you then. She's being a pest. Sorry, guys. She is a rescue, so she's super clingy. Okay. You're welcome. If there's anything else in here that I think might interest you, I will just send them over. I know, that's what I said. I was looking at this. I was like, man, I could kick myself in the butt. The little black kitten there, we got him at Christmas time. And he was feral. He is not feral. He is a pest now. Mittens, I worked at a vet clinic, which is this calico cat. And she was left in a box over the 4th of July, which we were closed. And it was hot. And she was the only kitten nobody wanted. Nobody wanted the white one. So I brought her home. That was 4.5 years ago. I have lots of rescues. I have not so many anymore as they've gotten older and passed on. I'm trying not to replace them. My border collies are not. I raise registered border collies, but I don't deem myself a dog breeder. I raise at most 2 litters in a year, and I've only raised 2 litters at all out of my female. But she's such a great dog, and she was bred so well that she was worth it. And I have a daughter I kept out of her that is an amazing dog. But I fostered dogs and helped with a lot of rescues whenever I worked at the vet clinic, and I loved it. What are you doing, bud? What are you doing? Hey, leave that alone. Thank you. Chew knows. I've had those. We've had a lot of those. I have. Let's see. We recently got a new dog. I couldn't imagine having boys, and they're loud and obnoxious as it is. So parrots. See, my Lily is a rescue. I paid a $25 adoption fee for her. He's a mess. He's pouting. He had found this old phone somewhere, like old phone. It doesn't come on. He just carries it around, and you open it up, and he thinks he's texting people. You know, show him. They have there's just so many neat things inside this book that I might do a video about some of it. But one of the things that I need to figure out this year is a good way to irrigate that's not just dragging a water hose around. I think I'm going to do irrigation lines in my raised beds. We'll see. Yeah. I've gotten lots of neat stuff. Haston likes looking at the pictures. So, in the last 4 minutes of our live, let's see, has anybody started anything? This is a look back on winter. See, I really want to put in drip irrigation. I thought about soaker hoses, but I've heard they're very inefficient. I'm going to have to look. I'll have to watch their video on that. For some reason, I don't get very many of the Living Traditions videos popping up anymore. I used to. But anyway, have y'all started anything new this winter to bide your time? Obviously, my job is our farm and our children. So to combat wintertime blues, see, if I could plant, here, he's going to show you what I'm doing. I learned how to crochet. And, okay, thank you. He likes to wad that up. Hey, I have one quail hen left. Only one. If you want her, we can meet somewhere and I will give her to you. See, that's probably what I'll have to do. I did see not very long ago that a channel that I had subscribed to and actually had talked to, I was unsubscribed from. I have no idea why. He's a mess. He's going to stand up. Ah! No, that hurts. Don't pull my hair. So I can hold on to her. I've got her in a... That was hurting my ears. Go find it then. He's mad. He was stabbing me in the ear with that comb. Ooh, that was hurting. I can hold on to her for a little while. I've got her in a little portable rabbit cage, actually. But you're welcome to her. I'm like, I don't know anybody in this area that has quail. And she's the only one I have left. I kind of want to step away from quail just a little bit. So, do you have a video about dehydrating eggs? Because that is something that I would be interested in. Because I would love to be able to store my 600 eggs I get during the summer. Especially considering we're probably going to add a lot more chickens this year. It's not always a good thing, but it's fine. I'm fine with it because we're building a bigger laying chicken coop. Yay for Matt and his great ideas, which I did show in a live stream, I think 2 weeks ago. Hey, what's wrong? Come here. Mama made you mad because you were digging in my ear with a comb. I wish I could show you guys her face, or his face right now, because he's sitting over there pouting. Oh, that sucks. You lost your last channel. Oh, well. You can just gives you a chance to do everything again. Don't you just hate that, though? All right, so we are sitting at an hour. Go ahead and we'll wrap things up. If anybody has any ideas what we want to talk about next Monday at 10, just let me know. I am going to take pictures of that sub-irrigated planter for Kate and send it over. And I guess we'll see you all. Yep, we'll see y'all tomorrow with my next video, which is, like I said, you're going to think I'm crazy for what I did. Thank you for being here, guys. I appreciate it. This is the biggest group I've had yet. 8 people. So, y'all have a good day. Bye.